celebrity special, Steve Ovett, gold medalist in the Commonwealth, European and Olympic Games. Wasim Akram, the brilliant Pakistan Test and Lancashire County fast bowler. Danny Jones, BBC Breakfast Time presenter and real tennis world doubles champion. And Bob Champion, courageous Grand National winner and racehorse trainer. Hello and a warm welcome to this very special edition. They'll be competing for a cheque for £5,000 to go to the charity of the winner's choice. Ahead lie our 6 traditional rounds, including the assault course and the Hawk jet fighter simulator. But because our contestants are stars of sport, we presented them with a special sporting challenge to play the odds and choose what each of them thinks are his or her best 5 of the 6 rounds. They'll all take on mental agility and general knowledge, but each celebrity will only tackle 3 of the other 4 rounds. So whose gamble will pay off the best? It should all add up to a fascinating and exciting contest with, I think, some intriguing scores as we go through. And Steve, you're certainly looking forward to starting. I can see that on your face.
Oh, yes, yes. I've been training for years for it. No problem at all. Right over the whole lot.
And that Sally studio holds no fears for you.
Well, actually, getting up at 5 o'clock most mornings is well past my bedtime, but I am looking forward to it.
Well, the main thing is to enjoy yourselves, and can I ask you now, please, to go and take your seats in readiness for round 1. Off you go. And we, of course, wish all of them the very best of luck as we go in now to mental agility. And this test is all about race results. I will give each celebrity the result of a fictional 4-person race. Then I'll ask them as many questions about the result as they can handle in 40 seconds. So, for example, if I gave the race result as 1st Jones, 2nd Smith, 3rd Brown, 4th Marsh, there would be questions like, who won the bronze medal? The answer, Brown. What's the last letter of each name? The answer, S-H, N-H, and so on. It is, as usual, a speed test, and the person who gets the most correct answers wins. Right, we're going to start with you, Steve. Your race result is 1st Hudson, 2nd Smith, 3rd Brown, 4th Taylor, and your 40 seconds start now. Who was the bronze medalist?
Brown.
What was the result in reverse order?
Taylor, Brown, Smith, Hudson.
The silver medalist's name spelled backwards?
H-T-I-M-S.
Who was in front of Taylor?
Brown.
The last letter of each name?
N-H-R-N-R.
Runner's name in alphabetical order?
Brown, Hudson, Smith, Taylor.
Name of the bronze medalist backwards?
N-W-O-R-B.
If Hudson was disqualified, who'd be second? Well, I can tell you that one now. It's Brown, because the time's up. But in 40 seconds, it's a great score, Steve. You've got 7. Very well done. We shall move on then to Wasim. Your result, Wasim, is 1st Eccles, 2nd Mason, 3rd Burns, 4th Hill, and your 40 seconds start now. Who was silver medalist?
Mason.
The result in reverse order?
It's Hill, Burns, Mason, L. Eccles.
Spell the gold medalist's name backwards?
S-E-L-C-C-E.
Who was behind Mason?
It's Burns.
The last letter of each name?
It's S-S-N-S-L.
The runners' names in alphabetical order?
It's runners. It's H-I-L-L.
No, well, we'll go on to the next one. Spell the silver medalist's name backwards?
M-N-O-S-E-M.
If Burns was disqualified, who'd be 3rd?
Hill.
Just in the nick of time. And in 40 seconds, a good score for you too, because you've also scored 7. Well done, Wasim. And on we go now to Bob. Your result, Bob, is 1st Adams, 2nd Turner, 3rd Evans, 4th Logan. And your 40 seconds start now. Who was the bronze medalist?
Evans.
The result in reverse order?
Logan, Evans, Turner, Adams.
Spell the bronze medalist's name backwards?
S-N-A-V-E.
Who was in front of Turner?
In front of Turner was Adams.
Last letter of each name?
S-R-S-N.
Runners in alphabetical order?
Adams, Evans, Logan, Turner.
Spell the silver medalist's name backwards?
E-N-R-U-T.
You're on your... which is right, but alas, the buzzer went before. But you still get 6 points, which is very good in the time. Well done, Bob. And finally, it is to Sally. Your result, Sally, is first Rogers, second Blake, third Frost, and fourth Walsh. And your 40 seconds start now. Who was silver medalist?
Blake.
The result in reverse order?
Walsh, Frost, Blake, Rogers.
Spell the bronze medalist's name backwards.
T-S-O-R-F.
Who was in front of Blake?
Rogers.
Last letter of each name?
S-E-T-H.
The runners in alphabetical order?
Blake, Frost, Rogers, Walsh.
Spell the gold medalist's name backwards.
S-R-E-G-O-R.
If Roger is disqualified, who'd be second?
Frost.
Who was 2 in front of the last person?
Blake.
Third letter of the fourth person's name?
L.
Who didn't get a... going to say who didn't get a medal, and I'm sure you'd have said Walsh right away. In 40 seconds, brilliant score. You've got 10, which is absolutely outstanding. Well done, Sally. And it's not just congratulations to Sally, it's congratulations for them all, because those were excellent scores. And we shall now go to the scoreboard to see how it all works out. And there we are in fourth place, it's Bob. Then in second equal place, Steve and Wasim. But the early leader with a Krypton Factor of 10 is Sally Jones. The Oriette's magnificent Red Arrows team demonstrate the capabilities of the Hawk jet fighter. Well, we don't quite expect that level of expertise from our celebrities, but aboard this £8 million simulator, we do challenge them to land the plane after instruction from Flight Lieutenant Jim Gosling of 151 Squadron.
The most important instrument here is the attitude indicator with the flight director superimposed upon it. That's shown here on the viewport.
And it's Sally Jones to go first. She'll probably be more nervous now than she's ever been, either in front of the breakfast time cameras or playing in the real Tennis World Championship final. The approach is over the sea into Hong Kong Airport, and she's held it fairly steady so far. The Hawk has a very light touch, just needs a nudge on the joystick, and a bit high perhaps, coming in fast, too fast, bounces on the runway back up into the sky. We are airborne again, and she's working very hard on that joystick, but she'll have to be very gentle. Can she get it down? She's running out of runway. She's got the nose down again, and here we go again. Pretty hard, pretty fast, nose down, and lucky to get away without a crash there, but it's back up into the sky, and this time there's no way out, and that's a disastrous crash. Hard luck, Sally. Next, Steve Ovett, glancing at the attitude indicator. And that horizontal bar dropping on the right is telling Steve to descend quicker by pushing forward a little on the joystick, using 2 hands because it is so sensitive. And he's got it almost right now, just a little bit to the right of center, but nudging over very nicely. Now, can he do it? Coming in over the end of the runway, the nose going down too far, and he pulls it right back, much too far, and a tail-first crash. Of course, Bob Champion decides that this is his round to miss and stands down. But what a race it promises to be, with those 20 challenging obstacles testing 3 outstanding athletes in a way they've never before experienced. Steve, Wasim and Sally are now under orders from Major Tony Carr of the Army Physical Training Corps. On your mark! And Sally Jones goes first, the BBC Breakfast Time sports presenter. And what an athlete she is. She won 5 blues at Oxford, modern pentathlon, squash, tennis, netball and cricket. And she is the real tennis world doubles champion, the United States Open singles champion, and was runner-up in the World Singles Championship. Now, here go the 2 men. Steve Ovett, nearest to us, who in his time has held 6 world records, and Wasim Akram, the Pakistan pace bowler on the far side, looking brilliant at the moment, absolutely flowing, Wasim Akram, and Steve Ovett staying with him. Sally Jones in the lead, but she's got 2 brilliant athletes behind her. Just look at the way he goes over that 6-foot wall. Wasim Akram, who was the youngest bowler in cricket history to get 10 wickets in a test match. He was 18 at the time, and going so well at the moment. So can Sally Jones hang on here? Here comes a real test, swinging over into the net, which she does very well indeed. Starts to climb. Wasim Akram still hasn't let up. Question, of course, is, has he gone too fast? Has he judged this well? Has he judged it badly? Only time will tell. Steve Ovett also going strongly. No need to tell you how fit these people are, of course. But being fit for an athletics track or a cricket match is one thing. Being fit for this assault course is something completely different. Wasim's knees just letting him down a bit. That's a really nasty jump coming down from that. Let's see how Steve Ovett does it. He hangs on quite nicely there. But it's Wasim Akram in the lead. In fact, Steve has gone into second place now ahead of Sally as Wasim comes to that scramble net. That will really test him, climbing up 30 feet there. And Steve just at his ankles now. If anything, Steve has closed the gap just a touch, and Sally not that far behind too. But over the top there, as though it didn't matter at all, Wasim Akram, and it is 30 feet high up there. It's not very pleasant at all, and that's a real athletic flip over from Steve. So some good performances, some excellent techniques going on here, and I will see how Wasim takes the water jumps. Always a good indicator of fitness. Doesn't go for that too much, but powers up the inverted V. Nicely into the second water, and Steve just runs across the water, almost ignoring it, powers up and down the inverted V, and he's going, well, just falls backward there. That'll lose him a couple of seconds. Sally struggling a fraction now. But the battle between Wasim and Steve Ovett. Now, can Steve produce one of those finishes that have made him so famous in athletics tracks around the world? Or has Wasim got the strength to hang on here? And he really takes a big push off there, trying to get maximum speed coming down that aerial slide, heading for the water now, and he makes a terrible mess of that. Now that's given Steve Ovett a chance to come back now, because that wasn't a good landing at all from Wasim, and that's much better from Steve Ovett, sort of bottomed out in the water there. So Wasim heading now for the last obstacle, the flat net, and Steve Ovett right on his trail now, so it will be decided under that net by technique, by strength, by determination. Steve really pushing himself through. That's great stuff from Steve Ovett, but Wasim Akram makes it. He had the strength to finish. He comes across the line. Brilliant run by Wasim. Great run by Steve. Well, what a fabulous race that was between Steve and Wasim. And Steve, I've got to say, most people had you down as a banker for that one.
Yes, I think so did the army until they saw me practice. But I think Wasim's got the upper body strength, and you need that to pull you through some of those obstacles.
You actually ended up with quite a few cuts and bruises, did you not?
Yes, I'm still recovering now, but it was good fun, though. It really was.
Right, and Wasim, it looked like that upper body strength that just won it for you in the end.
Yeah, it is actually. I do a lot of weight training, especially if you're a cricketer. You have to do a bit of weight. And the shoulder is the main thing in your bowling or whatever it is. So I had a good fun on that day. All that was freezing cold then.
But it was a great run, and well done to you both. We shall now see, though, how those scores affect the overall situation. Bear in mind, of course, that Bob dropped out of that particular round. But there it is. In fact, Wasim has moved up into joint second place with 20, along with Sally, but still in front with a Krypton Factor of 26. It's Steve Ovett. Of 30, it's Pakistan and Lancashire pace bowler Wasim Akram. Sixth and final round. All four celebrities playing this time, and just who'll win the £5,000 cheque for charity is still anyone's guess. 100 seconds of rapid-fire general knowledge questions to be answered on the buzzer. 2 points for a correct answer, 2 points deducted for a wrong one. So ready on those buzzers, celebrities. Your 100 seconds start now. The Kruger National Park, Pretoria and Johannesburg are all in which country? Sally?
South Africa.
Correct. Which South African golfer has won all four of the world's major championships? Steve?
Player.
Correct. What is the longest-running play in the London Theatre written by Sally?
The Mousetrap.
Correct. The Von Trapp family of singers feature in which famous musical? Sally?
The Sound of Music.
Correct. What nationality were the musicians Brahms, Bach and Beethoven? Sally?
German.
Quickly?
German.
Correct. Which bird nickname did German swimmer Michael Gross have because of Steve?
Albatross.
Correct. If you scored an albatross on a par 5 hole in golf, how many strokes would that be? Sally?
3.
No, 2. Which zodiac sign is represented by the two figures, Castor and Sally?
Gemini.
Correct. What colour are the gemstones, Amazonite and emerald? Sally?
Green.
Correct. Which sport do the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos play? Steve?
American football.
Correct. Which South American country has held football's World Cup since 1986? Steve?
Brazil.
No, Argentina. Argentina takes its name from which precious metal? Sally?
Silver.
Correct. Silver, Copenhagen, Pegasus and Desert Orchid are all what sort of? Sally?
Racehorses.
Right. Jockey Wilson won the 1989 Bob.
Jockey Wilson won the 89 World
Hurry.
Snooker, not snooker, darts.
Darts in the nick of time. The Dartford Tunnel runs under which river? Bob.
Thames.
Correct. The temperature of 32 degrees Fahrenheit is equal to what in Celsius or Steve?
0.
0 is correct. And at the end of the round, the end of the contest, the winner tonight with a Krypton Factor of 38, Sally Jones. Marvellous contest and a great finish there, so congratulations to all our celebrities and in particular to you, Sally. Snatched it at the end.
Yeah, very, very close though. It couldn't have been closer, could it?
But your general knowledge is obviously very strong.
Well, I do enjoy sport, but it's slightly jack of all trades and master of none.
Well, I think you did extremely well throughout, as everyone did. But Sally, as the winner, I have this cheque inside this envelope for £5,000 to go to the charity of your choice.
Oh,
Can I hand that over to you? And what is the charity, have you decided?
I'd really like to give it to Sparks. I'm actually one of the patrons, and it's the Sportsman's Charity that does research into crippling diseases, and I think it couldn't go to a better charity, and particularly for our sportsman's round.
Well, I'm sure they'd be delighted to receive it. And that's a very fitting note on which to end. So it's a big thank you once again to all our sporting celebrities for their efforts. And, of course, thank you for watching. And from all of us here now, to all of you, goodbye.